Hi guys, so we have been speaking on the Patreons and super chats in the previous video, and so now I want to talk about something a little bit different. I want to talk about the care of your reborns and your silicone babies. And I know that I've probably spoken on this like a million times, but I do have new subscribers right now, and so I want to give a few tips out for people that are new to the community. And I do want to give a quick disclosure. I do paint reborns, and I do not paint silicone babies at all. I have no real interest in it. I thought about it a few times, but I don't want to get into that. I really think reborns is enough for me. This baby here was a baby that I actually purchased from another artist. I did not paint her. And so one of the things that I see a lot of people doing, and it makes me cringe, is wiping their reborns down with wipes. Even their silicone babies with wipes. Real wipes. These are, as much as we like to call them babies and as much as we treat them like they're real, they are a form of art. And it's like taking a wipe to a wall painting. It's not necessary to clean them that way. And it's not necessary for you to clean them that way. And it's also damaging over time for you to clean them that way. Wipes have alcohol products in them. I know they say that they have some that's just water only. Me personally, I would just take simply a like a soft bristled paintbrush and dust out the eyes, the nose, the ears. Take maybe a little cloth, a very soft cloth, and just dust them off. I personally do not put water on my reborns at all, unless they have some type of oil on them from your hands, which that's another thing. I like to wash my hands thoroughly, dry them, and then interact with my dolls, even with my reborns, and definitely with my silicone babies. With the silicone babies, alcohol may not be as damaging if it is cured properly. However, a lot of silicones are not done to the way that you want to put alcohol on them, and so you may take off paint. So I would still not use wipes on them as well. Now I know they can get in water and all that great stuff. I know everybody does that, but they don't require soap really. I know a lot of people say they like to put it in the water to make it smell good and all that. I would say use just a drop of maybe Johnson & Johnson baby bath, all this other stuff, Blue Magic and Houdini baby wash and all this crazy stuff. I don't know, because I don't know what's in it. I just know that Johnson & Johnson baby wash was okay for the longest for you to put it in there if you absolutely must put something in there. Me personally, I like to put it for a prop on the side of the bathtub when I do baths, but I actually don't really put nothing in the water. I used to put like one drop and then, you know, mix it in to give a smell, but now I don't do that at all. Silicone babies are different medium, so they are very soft, and you don't want to lay them on sharp objects and stuff like that. You want to be careful with that because you can leave imprints or possibly even tear one of the limbs. Or not limbs, or the silicone itself anywhere with something sharp. So I wouldn't do that. I'm gonna go and get my silicone baby so that you guys, I can explain this while you guys take a look. If you guys will stay right here and watch her. Hey, Sugar Booger. Oh my God, I'm so in love with her. She's so sweet. See, I'm gonna be a mama's girl. Yes, I am. And even though she's so big, I still really enjoy her. So I'm gonna be right back. Alright, so I have here Mr. Puck Santana, and he is a full body silicone baby. I am going to go ahead and change him in a onesie as I speak about silicone babies. One thing I want to say first about the Reborns, like the previous baby that I had, although their hair is sealed, you still want to use either toothbrush, a soft bristle toothbrush, soft to medium, or a actual baby brush. You don't want to use big brushes, regular size brushes and combs and all that stuff, craziness in their hair, because although it's sealed, once you pop that hair out, baby, it's not gonna grow back. Girl, what? So you do not want to be all extra brushing their hair all super hard. You're gonna have a bald baby whether it's a reborn or not. And plus, you just don't know, you know, how well the artist did, you know, different things. Now with the silicone babies, their hair, we're gonna start from the head. So I'm gonna start with the hair. The silicone babies, they are not, their hair is not sealed. So their hair is not sealed, and so therefore it's not sealed inside because they're solid silicone. There's no way they can get inside the silicone to seal it. But if they're rooted really deep, you can still brush it without losing hair, you know, where they go bald. If you use, you know, like again, a toothbrush or a soft bristle baby brush, you know. But as far as, like, as you can see, he's very soft and squishy. He's Equiflex 20. He's poured by Claire Taylor, and he is sculpted by Lilliane Breedveld. Now, he is, like I said, solid silicone baby, and you just wouldn't want to put him on up against something because you see how his face squished in. So if you lay him against something hard, you may leave an imprint, or you may get a tear or a rip or something in there. They don't rip and tear as easily as people say or make it seem. However, you want to be very gentle with them. A lot of times when you first get them, it's kind of almost nerve-wracking, but once you get comfortable, you interact with them pretty much the same as you would your reborns, just a little bit more careful about like hard surfaces and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and take this onesie off of him. And another thing, when you're dressing your babies, you want to, you know, make sure that you are pulling on the clothes and not the baby. So I'll, you know, place my hand pretty firm on his arm just to hold it in place as I do this, you know. As far as a lot of people talk about like losing paint and peeling, I haven't really personally experienced that for myself, just because the artist does a really good job on curing their paint and sealing them and stuff. But if you do have peeling, I wouldn't pull at it. I don't know what to say. Contact your artist and see what they have to say about the peeling and everything. And as far as losing paint, again, contact your artist about that, because I don't have any experience in that to even speak on it. I just say, you know, everything should be done in moderation. I know that we like to change our babies a lot, and I am a firm believer, and I do push and say, you know what, enjoy your babies. If you bought them, enjoy them. They are your dolls that you've spent your money on. So, you know, make sure that you enjoy it, however that may be. If it's just sitting on the shelf and that's what you enjoy, then sit it on the shelf, but enjoy it. If you want to change the outfit, change the outfit. And that's why I push, you know, I promote buying quality dolls. That way you're not as, you know, scared to enjoy them. I know a lot of people think it's the other way around, like, oh my God, if I buy this baby and I spend this much money, I'll be scared to do anything with it because I don't want to tear it. No, if I spend that much money on a baby, it's not about the amount of money that it costs. It's about the quality. So I'm paying for quality. I'm not going to just buy any high price doll, because some of these dolls that are high price are not high quality. So I definitely promote high quality, so that therefore you're very comfortable and confident in changing their clothes. Now, I've changed Puck so many times, but yet he is still intact in every way. I've only rinsed him off twice since I've had him, twice since I had him, and just with straight water. I'm gonna put him on the high Carter's little thing, and then I'm probably gonna swaddle him because I want to see how the swaddle works. But yeah, another thing, before we get into that, let's talk about this, because I'm getting ready to put him on a darker color clothes. I don't buy my babies reds and blues and stuff like that normally. However, if you do with the reds and all that and stuff, I would say, you know, make sure that the dye is not leaking. Maybe even put them on something underneath it, especially like jeans. Oh my gosh, I rarely ever buy my baby's jeans. But if you're gonna put them on jeans, put them on a pair of like white tights. Pull the tights all the way up, to the feet and everything, and then put them on them, because that way the dye don't transfer to your doll. I think this color is okay for him. He's wore this color before. Another thing about the silicone babies is the pacifiers. Putting the pacifiers in the mouth. Now, someone said that, messaged me in a comment and asked about the lip painting coming off from rubbing the pacifier in the mouth. Now, that is why I think using either powder, 100% cornstarch powder, on the nipple before you try to put it in the baby's mouth, or the KY gel. The KY jelly actually works even better because it just slides right in the mouth. So I recommend that when you're getting ready to do it, and it kind of prevents them from peeling. It doesn't matter, even the greatest artists, if you're just keep pushing in and out a pacifier, eventually you're gonna pull. It's gonna probably peel or something like that. That's just my thought process on that. So make sure you're using some type of lubricant or something to ease the pacifier in. Some mouths are open more than others, and it's easier. And don't use big nipples. Be mindful when you're buying pacifiers for your silicone babies. Even if you have to clip them and modify them. I don't like clipping and modifying pacifiers for my silicone babies. I find the edges end up being kind of jagged and stuff like that, and I feel some type of way about that. Makes me nervous. But I just like smaller nipples, or flat bulbs on the nipples. Some of the nipples, it says newborns, but they have a big old ball at it. I don't like that. So Nook does well. Dr. Brown has very nice flat nipples. Just, like I said, be mindful of that part when you're doing that. What else I wanted to say? Now, I learned this from a fellow YouTuber a long time ago when I first started collecting. It was the best thing I've ever, had heard, was learn your silicone baby's pressure points. Usually it's in where the bends is and stuff like that. And I'm going to flip him over. And he has a jointed neck too. And also, if you're giving them a bath and they have a jointed neck, make sure you take a Q-tip and go underneath gently, and make sure that you dry under the neck. You don't want to leave moisture sitting under their neck and their head. But anyway, the back of the legs have a crease, and you don't want to pull it in an unnatural way, force them into certain poses and stuff like that, because that's the part that will be more prone to ripping. So even when you're buying, those are parts that you want to look at. And also, I should have showed you this before, but under the armpits is another sensitive area for most silicone babies. But he has armpits, just like the Clartella babies have armpits. That helps, and I can pick him up underneath his arms with no problem. So let's go ahead and flip him back over. Oh, thank you, Mr. Pucky Wucky, for being a good sport and not crying while mommy do all this stuff to you. He's like, yeah. So yeah, so that's that. What else I can think of? Drinking wets. With the drinking wet systems, everybody advised just to give water. I know that it doesn't look so great. You want to have the milky things. I say role play sometime with the milk bottles, you know, the ones that's sealed, and then just only give your baby water. A lot of people are concerned about mold and all that stuff. Well, if you're just doing water, you would be definitely better off than you actually giving them fake formula and all that stuff. Yes, if you put all that stuff in it, yeah, you might have mold, you might have mildew, you may have a funky baby. So yeah, and you can, you know, give it rubbing alcohol in the bottle and let it drink it down to cleanse it. However, if you put all that stuff in there, you still may not just quite get it all out. So I mean, because it's not like you're gonna be able to put them in there and shake it up and, you know, rinse it out and all that. It don't work like that. So I just wouldn't personally use that stuff on my doll, because again, guys, at the end of the day, they are a piece of art. They are hand painted. So we want to be careful with them. Very careful. Now I do enjoy, I'm going to zoom in here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more to him. Alright. Now I'm going to continue talking to you guys until my camera go flashing, so I may have to cut up abruptly because I see that I'm getting low on battery. But you see how his onesie holds, that hangs down, but yet you just see his skin. So I really love the full body for that reason. They can wear anything, and you don't have to worry about cloth showing. You don't have to worry about any of that. They do have like full body Reborns, and I like them for show for the same reason, you know, with the clothes and everything. However, I don't like the cuddle factor. You lose the cuddle factor with them when you in the Reborns. Even with some of the silicones, I will not, you know, lie to you guys. If the core is firmer, you lose a little bit of the cuddleness as far as compared to a Reborn. But because of his weight and the way that, you know, and his little legs are, you know, jiggly or whatever, he really still feels really nice to hold, and I really enjoy him. And I most of all enjoy the art that's been put in him by the artists that have worked on him. Armatures, oh my gosh, let me see if I can get this in really quick. He has armatures, so his arms are able to move from here, you know, and they go out, like I can like take one in and then one completely out. Like this one can go completely, they can go completely, both completely out or both in. You can kind of push them back a little bit. So it's like, you know, and they move easy. Like it's no, I know sometimes it looks pressured, but I do it because I don't want to be like yanking, pop, 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 like it, you know. I don't want to do it like that. But so I don't really use them that much, but when I do use them, I just move them just in natural poses. I don't try to force them in ways that the armature is not really going, because I don't want to damage it or anything. I think armatures are fairly safe, as long as you are, you know, like I said, you handle your baby gently. And that is, you know, the story about, you know, all the baby's period. You know, you just gotta be able to handle them gently. Now, some people, when they're putting the pacifier in, I meant to tell you guys this, they'll squeeze the cheeks right here a little bit and then, you know, push it in. Some people pull down like this, but you want to be careful because you don't want to rip the sides of the mouth, because you're pulling down really hard and you end up tearing those sides. You just devalued your doll. And not only that, you probably don't want that rip there. So, because he has a tongue and a tonsil, and every now and then, no, he don't have a tonsil. He has a tongue. But every now and then, do he have a tonsil? I think he just have a tongue. But every now and then you want to, you'll see me do that because I want to make sure that I'm not putting the pacifier, pulling his tongue, and I'm, you know, putting in the pacifier nipple on top of his tongue instead. So he's greedy. He'll start trying to suck on my fingers. Anyway, I know this has been a long video, guys. Please make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Comment below anything that you want to say or add to this video. And yeah, I hope this helped the people that did ask. I think it was Pagan or someone that was asking questions. Maybe I may be wrong. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have called that name because that may not be the person that said it, that asked me a question. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.